Welcome guys to the third video of this tutorial series. So basically in this I'll be covering about telling you about the chords or something, like all the chords that we have here. So basically here we talk about the chords. So basically the chords that we're going to discuss here are triads. Triads are the most common type of chords. Basically when you talk about chord, it's not just like triad or something, it's basically playing more than one note is a chord. Basically that's a simple meaning for chord. So basically right here, if you're like basically the most common chord that people play, or something that's easy to learn, is a C chord. Basically you must have heard also. Basically it's as simple as that, taking these three notes and playing it. So basically as I told you about these notes like C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C, all these, right? So you have the chords for them as well. Like for a C note I have a C chord, I will play it like. For a D note I'll have a D chord and play it like. And for your E, I'm gonna have an E chord and play it like. Similarly for F, we're gonna have a chord. For G, we're gonna have a G chord. For A, and for basically the B, right? So now it's really like how to remember these chords or what the notes you're actually playing, right? So as I told you about the scale, also that you can build them. We have a small formula for building them as well. Just keep that in mind. But that's just for initial stages. Later on, with practice, you have to keep them or memorize them, because these chords are most common. You're going to be using them. So how to get like I would say make the chord or generate the chord, right? So basically, like if you want to play a C chord, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna play on the C note. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move two whole notes forward. I'm gonna be so this is basically the second note of my chord here, this whole note. Now after that, I'm gonna do is we're gonna move one whole note and then a half note, and the chord is made. That's it. Simply like for a chord say D, if I want to do this, or to say let's do it for E, right? So for E, if I do, I press the E note, and basically what I do is I'm gonna move two whole notes. So I'll be like, this is the second note of the chord, and then move only a whole note and a half notes like. So this is the E chord. Simple as that. So like this, you have chords for every note, and these are your major chords. The major chords, like you have the major scales, the major chord. They are now, let's go to minor chords as well, right? So there are like a lot of chords are available, like different combinations is just a chord. So basically before getting to them, the first thing that's very important is to remember the major chords, because all the other chords can be derived from them by using the same kind of like a little bit of mathematics of whole note and half notes, right? So basically, like if we are clear with this major chords, basically we have to practice them, then only you get like clear with them. So for instance, like we make a C, right? So we have a C chord. Now the C chord is ready with us. Now if I want to play a C minor chord, I'll just take the middle note and I move it a half step backwards or down to like, and you can make a difference between you can make the difference between a major and a minor chords. It's very simple. If I play a major chord, it's like brighter, and when I play a minor, it's a little bit mellow or kind of like sad or something like that. You can say it like, see that gloominess is coming out of the chord. Similarly, like if I play an E chord, then I just move half a note backwards, and it's like simply a minor, or it's an E minor, right? So it's again creating a gloominess, and this is a brighter. So that's how you play the minor, right? Now I'll gonna tell you some more advanced chord as well. So, but I would say that I'm going a little fast on this, and it's very difficult to understand in the beginning. So you can repeat the videos as many times as you want to, but basically first learn the major chords, then you're gonna derive to the minor chord. Now then I'll tell you how you go about some more advanced chords. Like basically when I'm playing a C chord here, this is a C chord, right? So now if you like basically if you move a whole note backwards, it will be like, so this is basically your added 9 chord. This is called the added 9th. So basically the C added 9 chord can be played this way. Or basically, maybe I'm going really wrong. You don't have to do that way. Basically, when you play a C chord here, you have to play it will be a 4-note chord. Basically, you have to play 4 notes for a C added 9. That will be. So from here, you move a whole note backward and play it with the next finger. That's a fingering is very important when you're playing the chord. Basically, we always prefer using these 3 fingers for playing chord. I'm doing it most of the time, but it's better to do it this way. So that whenever I'm playing added 9 on the song, it's added 9 comes, I can simply do that. I'm gonna added 9 chord, right? So basically, a half note, full note backwards give you an added 9 chord. Simply the C added 9. all of this you can even check if your instrument like this one, a Yamaha one, you can check there's a chord bank in this. So if you just press on the accompaniment button wherever it's there on the instrument, and you basically like press your C chord, it's going to appear here a C note. It may not be visible, I'll show you later how it looks, but you can just check it here and cross check. And if I'm playing this way, it shows C added 9 as well. I'll show you how it looks on later on video, but you can take help from that if you're getting confused basically, but you can do some simple steps, do it. So like told you, I'll just get a quick recap. A C major chord, then half note here for the middle note, you're going to move to a C minor chord, and then when you're back to the major and you say a whole note I move, you get an added 9 chord. Now basically when you play the C major chord again and you're moving basically just half note towards a forward direction, basically you're gonna get a suspended chord. How you're gonna do that is like this. That is a suspended chord. Basically, you can play here, then check over here and say the sus4 chord. So a suspended 4 chord can be cast like this. A sus4 chord is there. So these are the chords that are commonly used. I'm telling you. Basically, this is a C. This is a suspended 4, half step forward. And now, basically, you're gonna play the major chord here, and you like move basically the third note. You get a third note. You just replace the finger and move basically one whole note and a half note, and you're gonna come down to, and this is your C7th chord. Let me check that here, right? Just say the C7 here, right here. So basically how you do is C here, you're going to move a whole note and a half note, and you're going to get a C7th chord basically. Similarly, this all things are applicable to every chord here, as I told you, D and everything like that. So basically what I just told you, you're pretty quickly down again so that you remember. Just play a major chord, then you move a half step, you get a minor, then you basically move a whole step backward, you're gonna get a basically added 9, and then you move basically a half step forward, you're gonna suspended 4 chord, and basically when you're here, you're gonna move say a 1 step and a half step, basically you get a, including this note as well, remember that. Then you get a C7 chord, and if you play this one here, right here, if you play this note instead of that, then that becomes simple 6. So it's like a 6 here, and it's a 7 right here. So if you move a whole note, then it give you a 6, and you move and half one more, it's going to give you a 7. And if you move one more half note, or you can say from here I move 2 whole notes, basically 1, 2, 3, and 4. So basically this is your C major 7 chord. So it's basically a major 7 chord, and basically a C7 chord, and then basically this is going to give you a C6 chord. As simple as that. And if you're going here and just go here, it's a suspended 4 chord, and basically if I'm going to play this, then it's the added 9 chord. Basically, now one more important chord that is like most commonly used is a diminished chord. How are you going to play a diminished chord? Simple, you're going to take this C major chord as I told you, or I played here basically. C major chord. Now you take the second and third note of the triad and move them half step backwards. So it will be like, so I'm doing from here, I'm going to pick it up to these 2 notes half step backward. Now this chord is basically your basically augmented chord. Oh sorry, not augmented, it's a diminished chord. I mean, going mad basically, it's a diminished chord. I mean, this, but basically you can play this and you move here, then this is your augmented or diminished chord. Augmented. This is a diminished chord, right? So you C and then move the second and third note backwards, half note, half step basically. So you're gonna get a C diminished chord right here. Now let me tell you about the augmented chord as well, as I was telling. So basically it's gonna be simply it's a C chord here right here. So if you take this note and move just a half step, then that is your augmented chord. Simply if I play right here, I'm gonna say a half step here, that's an augmented chord. Simple. So it's a C chord here and a half step here, giving you an augmented chord. As simple as that. From here and move here, and I get an augmented chord. As simple as that. Now, so just a quick review of what I just told you. It's like I can tell you have to practice them. These are methods I'm telling you to remember them. Like you can just generate and then practice to keep them in your mind basically. So this should be like you're writing in alphabets and alphabets come and you're when you're writing the automatic come. It should be like that basically. So I just give a very quick recap. You're gonna play a major chord like this, and how we generate a major chord, we're gonna move basically whole step from the first note, the second note of the chord of the triad. Then we move basically a whole note and a half chord. We get the third note of the triad. So basically we are going for the minor. We're just gonna take the middle note and move a half step backward, like the minor of the chord. And simply if I'm playing this way like this, and I like maybe this way I should do it this way. So now when I'm like want to play the ninth, added ninth, I can just move whole step backwards and just added ninth. Similarly, if I'm playing this one and I'm like taking the third finger here and move it, basically let's say two whole step backward like this. Then again a C major seventh, one whole and a half. Then it's basically seventh. One whole is 6 and a half is an augmented, and here we have to like it's a three-fingered chord. Is an augmented is three-fingered chord. So see the difference in the sound. That's the difference. That's the difference of an augmented chord. All these sounds are to catch in your brain. So when you're playing, you should be like when you're like doing it for some time, then you get the difference of different chords. So that's a basic chord that I've told you. It's been too much I think here. So just practice them. Generate them using these techniques and practice them. And I'll say like if you practice 15 minutes a day, that's better than practicing it everything like for 3-4 hours at only one day. It's better to practice, break it up into chunks, practice 15 minutes a day, and it's like all things will come to you very easily. Just practice and come back. So guys, as I was telling you, like you can use the basically the console or basically it's like different for different keyboards for guessing the chord that you're doing. So how you can do that, see in this instrument we have an accompaniment written here, right? Complement on or off, right? So basically right now it's off here, so I just press a button here and we like it's on right here. You can see it here, it's on. So basically now when I play a chord, say C chord right here, so you can just have a look here. Basically it's going to show you that the C chord has been played. Now when as I said, I remove the third note and move it basically two whole notes, I get a major 7. So here you can see a C major. Similarly different method that I told you, a 7th chord, a 6th chord, like that you go on. Basically then you can even use the augmented chord. You could see that the diminished chord that I told you. It's like you can even see the fingers being used here, right? So it's like a very easy intuitive display where this is a very old model, but the new ones that come are even more better than this one. So over there you can like have a lot of different things as well, like where you can even see that here we have some of these lines basically here, right? This will cover later on the chords basically, but these are basically the staff notation lines. For staff lines, you can see over there the notes are represented. Like if I'm playing anything here, you can see that notes are being played here, the line note, etc. So there we cover that's something that we're going to cover later on in the other videos, but basically I just tell you one thing, that here this is basically it's called the treble clef and this is called the bass clef. I told you about the middle CC here. You can see that it's in C3 right here. Is basically telling you about the position of the middle C right here over what I told you. So basically whatever you play to the right of middle C gonna come on the treble clef. So basically, so what you play with your right hand, and whatever you play on the left, basically right towards the left side of the C, it will be like coming on the bass clef, right? Right on its chords, which are the accompaniment, like so it's all coming right here in this basically the treble clef area. But that's basically the main thing about C and etc. and how you can use the console for different stuff for these keyboards. So then see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.